Are we on? Yeah. Hi.
Yes.
Hello, boys and girls, and welcome back to more Frankfurt qualifier action. I heard him like, you guys are going to be on, and I look over and see
You see yourself on the screen, you're like, oh, well, I guess that's now then.
All right. Well, we have the Game 2 of Digital Chaos versus Unknown. Game 1, it was Digital Chaos all the way, but it was not so easy. Got some hiccups along the way because
they
of
definitely
Unknown.
almost lost.
Yeah.
For sure. And I think a lot of people expected better, but I honestly didn't really. So I don't know. We were just talking. I don't think Digital Chaos is going to make it that much further past the groups.
We'll see. They have what many feel the easier group.
Maybe they'll prove us wrong. I'd be okay with that. I actually really like all the players on that
Well,
team.
let's get into the draft because it is well underway. Digital Chaos open up again with their Shadow Fiend. They're going to get another Ogre, this time Witch Doctor, and then the Razor for TC. On the side of Unknown, they will be the team to snag up the Doom. They followed up again with their TA, which they found some good success with. Crystal Maiden and Earthshaker. All right. So we don't know yet whether or not this Earthshaker is going to be their offlane setup or if they are going to run the tandem duo between Crystal Maiden and Earthshaker, or if this Doom will be the offlane grab or not.
I really like the Earthshaker Crystal Maiden grab. I think there's some potential here for some really big plays coming out of these support players. And that was something that I felt like was missing a little bit last time around. You saw the Bane that wasn't really able to have as big of an impact as you would have hoped there. And I think that, CM, while it can be a little bit more greedy, I think that they're going to be okay with it. Probably haven't seen the offlaner yet unless DC is running an Ogre Magi, which seems a little bit suspect. But we'll see how this ends up going. I like what I'm seeing so far, though, at Unknown.
I like the last ban on the Brood. I think that was something that maybe Digital Chaos were hoping to creep in. They already had the preemptive bans on the Dark Seer, Ember Spirit, and it's something that Bulba does like to play. But we might have to settle for something else. Clockwork has also been banned, another Bulba classic. So really, what is left? Sven is going to be banned out here. They're anticipating this will not be a safe lane core farming Doom.
Hold on. Hold the phone. Leviathan won that game against Medusa.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, man.
How?
We got wrecked.
It went to 76 minutes, and they won.
Whoa!
Wow.
I was just peeking at Wikipedia here, and I was like, hold on. Since Leviathan won.
Wow.
And
Okay.
they beat the Medusa 76 minutes. And the second game is underway now.
That's impressive.
That's pretty crazy.
Going to be in the highlights later, most definitely.
Yeah.
The other thing I'll mention right now, the Enchantress worked really well for DC in the last game. They don't opt to ban it out now, and I think that the reason they don't is because they have heroes that are more able to deal with it this time around.
Oh, yeah.
If
If they like Enchantress here, Bulba's gonna get absolutely wrecked, and there's no way it's gonna work. I think it's more a reaction to the Huskar.
Yeah.
I think that was just a pick that Bulba had in mind to counter Huskar because
very
there
niche.
are a bunch of these teams, especially from that came from the open qualifier bracket, that were playing Huskar quite a bit. So it makes sense that you have some sort of answer to it already.
You guys ever played the game Name That Anime? How many of these icons
I don't know any.
can you
animes.
name? Can you name it? Do you watch much?
No, I don't. I watched Dragon Ball Z.
All right,
This
the
one
classic.
That's about it, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen the movie Akira.
No,
Yeah,
actually.
I watched Spirited Away once, and that's kind of where it ends.
Oh,
I
My
did
Neighbor
too.
Totoro. That was a classic animated film.
All right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Oh, it's a Marana.
Haven't seen
Is
that here
Core
in a while.
Marana? Agility gain?
Ooh, I like that with the CM there as well. There's a good setup, but it depends on who the offlaner is going to be and if they're actually going to be able to make these arrows hit. Do you think this is going to be an offlane Marana or an offlane Doom?
Well, it could also be an offlane Shaker with a roaming bottom and a
Yeah.
core
This is
Doom.
true. A lot of offlane options.
There's a lot of
there.
options here.
So who
I
would have
have
the
to
better
imagine that I would be very surprised if Doom was the offlaner in this situation.
Maybe the Marana, because she could just leap away from the Razor.
Rana used to be
Yeah.
like a pretty standard go-to offlaner, but a lot of people just like roaming her a lot better now.
And when I say I like this, I mean I
Sven
like it
Tar.
in fact that it's cool to see Marana. I think it's probably not the best pick.
I like it because we don't see it very often. It looks like it's going to be a core farming Marana for sure, and it's a
Wow,
support
so it is
duo.
actually going to be an offlane Doom.
Off-
Didn't
Offlane
they
Doom.
play? Didn't they
Alright.
play Marana, or didn't the player here play mid last time? Is this going to be a mid Marana?
They
That'd
might be
crazy.
swapping it up. I think they're
Okay.
going to put TA to the mid lane, and then they'll just have a safe lane farming Marana.
All right, that makes a lot more sense.
You know, these kids these days, they like to swap roles, swap lanes, depending on
Centaur
hero.
is kind of an interesting offlaner in this situation Mostly because if this bottom lane is actually CM Earthshaker bottom, he could easily just die like a couple times.
Yeah.
Like 2 stuns into an arrow, and he's just probably gonna die.
Yeah.
I do wonder why they would go for the Centaur as opposed to the Slardar, one of the heroes that we've seen more often. I guess just the return and the ability to have that movement speed increase through his ultimate
The return is pretty good against this this bottom lane, so could be the reason.
Most definitely.
Yeah. Plus, Team Suns fan's favorite hero is Centaur. That's obviously why they did it.
Of course.
Sounds good. Yeah, he's going to be happy.
Hopefully this doesn't make the fail highlight video for their sake. But here we go, folks. Game number 2. It's Team Unknown against Digital Chaos. This is the second game for both of their teams. So Digital Chaos, I guess, technically at the top of their group for now. But we'll have to see how the series does close out. Unknown did give them a run for their money in Game 1. Could say that that was more on Digital Chaos, but we'll have to see if their tools are going to be sharpened for this one. And you'd have to hope so. Mirana, though. I wonder why they felt that the Mirana was the pick here. Is it to more work with their own lineup, or is there something I'm missing here that Mirana is just a great counter to on the side of DC?
I think that the reason that I thought that the Mirana was going to be cool was to combo it with the CM, but it looks like with this, well, maybe with the smoke, they're going to be able to set up a really nice arrow in the early game.
Are they aggro trying?
That's a possibility.
This makes more sense to me than putting the Doom in the off lane by himself. I think solo bot makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Plus, that's actually that's a pretty easy matchup for him too. I think the Centaur, because he just has so much regen.
The thing that's a little bit tough about it is that you're aggro trying into Ogre, Witch Doctor, and Razor.
Correct. Yeah, that actually sounds awful.
It does look like they're going to leave the top rune for them, though, so not even going to try for it with the Mirana in the game. Kind of makes sense to me. You don't want to get hit by that arrow
just gets
feet
a
away.
free bottom one, though. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Both mid laners will get a rune, so they'll get the head back. And TA has a pretty close ancient camp to work with, so I'm sure she'll get some assistance with the stacks.
Wow, they actually both did the same thing, where they got the bounty rune and immediately couriered out a healing salve. Because both of them, they actually had the same exact build.
But the better block goes to Team Unknown here, getting at the bottom of the cliff, but already Yawar is going to try to draw the aggro back towards his side.
Yep.
And he's just already getting some quick
This
pot
team
shots
needs to use
in.
refraction. I don't know why.
She's like, I just don't. God damn it! Taking so many right clicks.
That's
okay,
what
there
refraction
it goes.
is
We'll
for.
avoid the raise, but man.
And now all of his creeps are dead, so the refraction's just going to get beaten off by a creep. Wow. All right, I'm going to just...
What do you do? What are you beating off over here?
I just put one in the jar. I don't know if that's relevant, but it seemed like it. I probably deserved it.
Yeah, fair enough.
That was unintentional, I promise.
Well, on that bombshell. I think there's... So she skilled up arrow in the top lane here. Looks like CM's going to go for the frostbite. There it is. First arrow tossed out.
Nice catch.
Well done. And static link up in a second.
Oh,
no, Fissure to finish
wonderfully
it off.
timed. Was the regen going to be enough? No. First blood going to be going to Team Unknown by the individual / backslash. Or is that a backslash /
I think that's...
It's a forward to backslash.
That's a hard question. I'm not qualified to give you an answer for that one. Well, they're now dual laning bottom. AUI has come to assist. That will certainly make this a little bit more difficult for Doom because it makes getting level 2 a lot harder. And he really wants to get level 2 just to be able to get access to Scorched Earth.
Yeah.
Does that mean, though, that Unknown continue to turn it up here in the top lane? Oh, Crystal Maiden looking to go in. Quickly turns back and away. TC will sap some of the damage here, but no opportunity to catch with the freeze and arrow follow-up. So
This is actually awesome here. CM getting the quick level 2 as well by being able to take out the jungle off to the side here. Fissures abound. You're going to be able to toss out frostbites, arrows, everything, just because of that really nice regen. And now CM going to rotate over into the mid lane for a relatively easy gank on the Shadow Fiend, one of the worst heroes at being able to escape away. But at the same time, we also have Ogre rotating, Orb of Venom and Ignite ready to go, as well as a Fire Blast. So kind of dual ganks coming on.
first one's going to be from DC. They lead in with a stun plus the Ignite. That refraction is going to get burned up. Yawar's not going to be able to...
Sorry, CM was smoked.
Oh, does catch the freeze here with a fissure. That will block Yawar in, and he wants to man mode on this Crystal Maiden. And he's going to get it. Oh, he doesn't follow it up with an extra right click. Looking to turn back. Rotation in from Biryu is going to lead to the cast. Secondary stun, but yep, as you said, no mana for the raise. And oh man, Z-Talk barely lives. Ow, he wants it though.
Curtis!
Oh, man, they lean in and they're going to get it.
It was that last right click from the Witch Doctor rotating. Like, the ignite damage probably wouldn't have been enough to kill, but that one extra little bit of damage there.
And I think it was uphill and it didn't miss either, so very lucky.
Definitely. I think also there as well, I mean, if you take a look at it, the Ogre, he's just such a beast there. He's able to roam right on up in there and take a couple of tower shots. Only turn back around with the CM came in. 280 movement speed on the CM. If it would have been just a little bit faster, could have potentially caught the Ogre in the mid lane. Would have been a completely different story. And this is given enough room here for Razor to hit level 4.
Bottom lane, also Bulba's Farm King, 21 and 12 on this off lane Centaur.
Honestly, I think having the Ogre there just for a little bit made a huge difference in this lane, and now Doom's actually going to die.
Howie's here now, leads in Ignite. There's going to be the stun, and he is going to get the stomp off.
He's healing from Scorched Earth.
Scorched Earth is doing work.
As
Bulba
hell,
even knows to turn away. Doesn't want to risk it. Doom's
24 damage and 24 regen at level 2.
Thank God he had that stomp.
Yeah, definitely saved his life.
Saved his life, yeah.
And now he's actually going to go pick up a regen rune as well. Because why not? That is awesome.
Thank you, Mr. Frog.
Appreciate that one. Setting up for another gank potentially up top here.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at as well. TC looks like a sweet treat.
You see him wants to do something different. Just farm up a little bit more, I guess. It's calm, cool, and collected as that CM.
Oh, but they've committed in here. TC, they will lose the static link with the jump. And they just kind of reposition themselves so that they're not going to get caught out. Unknown not looking to pounce on that one. Bottom lane. Looks like Rio makes his return. Chases Owie back a bit, but this is still plenty of space for Bulba to farm up. He's getting closer to that level 6. Stampede is going to be online in a moment, gentlemen.
You can see Curtis's priorities just by the fact that he bought an Orb of Venom and Boots. Like, his goal is to throw Ignite at you, stun you, and just hit you and hope that someone else can finish up the kill. Very straightforward, and he's just going to wander between this mid lane and bottom lane while he does that. And now TA is actually heading up.
Yeah, they have a ward
put
this
down
time.
some traps, checking out, I think, seeing how stacked this camp is. So this stacked camp now revealed to the TA. Maybe they'll be able to grab that before your ward does.
Still looking for an arrow up top here. Mirana diving deep isn't under tower right now. Fissure ends up connecting. Leap over to the other side. Cask still hitting.
And without a leap now, she is dead.
He actually might kill. He's going to kill TC.
Oh, he doesn't have it.
Oh, God.
If one of his teammates had helped him even just a little bit there.
He was pump faking the arrow. He really wanted to hit him. And then the salve afterwards is going to be able to be enough to turn it back around.
Unfortunately, Z-Talk did not have Fissure at that point, and Crystal Maiden only has Frostbite and Aura, so no Crystal Nova.
She's only level 2.
Yeah, she's pretty weak at this point.
She tried to spend some time to go off in jungle, but didn't commit to doing it. They got more anxious about trying to make something happen here in the lane.
You actually have really good wards over here from Dire as well, though, so they have eyes on all of this while it's happening.
Wow, they really want to get a kill. She actually just leaps on forward for TC, waiting for the arrow. There's going to be the Fissure. Changes target, goes for Beer, the easier target, and we'll be able to get it with the Starfall.
Oh,
It's called Starfall, right?
Owie
Starstorm.
hurting down there onto the Earthshaker. He does not even care about anything. Hits their Frost Blast one more time off to the side. Crystal Maiden dropping low in the top lane. She ends up going down. Ogre Magi continuing to kill away.
Smack them.
My goodness.
Bloodlust move speed. Bing, bong.
One more hit and he's going to kill him.
Nope.
Oh, he has a stick.
Starstorm leaps back. There's the stun. There's the club, and that's a triple kill for Owie.
1,200
He's
gold.
got a point booster.
He
or
has 4 kills and
Arcanes?
1 last hit.
Man,
That's some efficient roaming right there.
just running around.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you don't normally think of Ogre as like a... I mean, do you think of Ogre as a roamer? I guess a little bit. It depends on the item build. But this one, he's definitely just wandering around and murdering people. I love it.
I'm wondering about Force Staff in this game. Can be used... Oh, never mind. Earn. Yeah, if you're killing that many people, why not?
Oh, second bounce? No, not going to be there. He's going to get off the stomp, and Rio will walk away.
So DC 5-2. They're up by about 750 gold. I think that they scale pretty well into this game as well. TA going to move forward, trying to get a little bit more harassment off. And she's got treads now. But Howie just everywhere he goes is just messing with people.
Sentry warding the trap. That's brutal. This trap is still providing valuable.
I'm trying to go for a gank
though.
top, but there's those wards still.
Yeah.
DC see it coming.
Like, they have vision over all of
that
this.
ward is actually so sick for them. It's giving them. It's giving TC so much warning. It's even with this really long range stun with arrow, it makes it really hard for them to die.
Ogre's like, thank you.
Well, and the reason I think a lot of people don't check there for wards as well is because it doesn't quite have vision of the rune, and so because of that, you don't. It's not like one of the more popular ones. But when you've got a potential for a CM jungling your own jungle, as well as like that there's going to be a ton of ganks coming out from Earthshaker Mirana.
CM needs to be careful. Walking into Owie here, he's going to abuse the high ground and Stampede.
Bottom lane as well as Stampede was Bulba helping out their Witch Doctor who almost got caught out. But here's the CM. Owie's moving in. He's going to get the stun. That's going to be the kill. Yawar's going to pick that one up with a big raise. And well, your TA is trying to assist a bit. Not going to be so successful. Has to step back in a way.
Sometimes you go on those little warding journeys and you just get wrecked.
Ow!
Yeah, he was trying to put a ward in their jungle, but did not quite work out.
The other thing here I'll mention real quickly, because I remembered, is that the Mirana arrow has occasionally been hitting these catapults now as well.
Yeah, that's a new change.
Somewhat frustrating.
That's mechanical units are no longer a thing. So
sucks for your Miranas, your Pudges, Clockworks.
Oh, arrow. No, I'm not going to hit.
I think that's a pretty considerable nerf to Bottom. Pudge, meh. But for Bottom, I think that's a pretty big deal.
A little bit scared here about this raise.
Still flirting around with TC. Commits him with the lead.
Oh, God, that's unfortunate.
One whip. Oh, bird got in the way.
Come
what
on.
the hell?
MLG him.
No.
Why don't you at least shoot it?
Yeah, he should have just thrown the arrow. I mean, he's got to go back to base anyways, right? No? I guess he's happy with the 6 wand charges.
Oh, well, it's almost 10 minutes. He's going to go get the rune, I think.
I don't think that he was going to be able to kill him since it's just level 1 arrow, but you do kind of wish that he would have gone for it.
Yeah, I just want to see if he's going to get it, honestly.
Style,
Oh, absolutely. Bottom lane left.
Yawar is doing extremely well this game.
What is he saving for? Doesn't want to finish out Treads.
Midas.
He's going to go for a Midas build throwback. Yep, he's got it.
Typical Anidota. When in doubt, buy Midas.
That is greedy.
So can they punish this? I think still with the Earthshaker in the game and being able to... but he's going to be staying in the jungle so much. I was going to say that the Earthshaker can move on over and really, harass him in the mid lane, but he's just going to be there for a couple of creep waves. Push it on out.
He hasn't gotten that much done this game. I think it's fine just because there's no one on Unknown who's really close to an initiating item, unless this Doom buys a Blink Dagger right now. So, normally you worry about like getting jumped, but Fisher is kind of the only thing. It'd have to be like Fisher into Mirana Starfall or something with a TA back there, but I think it's okay for the Midas in this game. Oh, Centaur has a counter initiation tool.
Does he have a blink?
Yeah, he just got it.
And he wants to put it to use. Stampede and Blink here.
Well, he used Refraction. Tia could still die here, though.
There is help nearby in the form of this ES. Doesn't look like DC are going to be pulling the trigger quite yet on anything, and they'll smoke and head off elsewhere. Looks like possibly to the top lane.
They just took down the tier 1 tower bottom like nothing. Nobody was even there to defend it, unfortunately, and Razor able to pick that one up and now farm out the jungle. Pretty solid there for them. It does look like Unknown is going to try and... Oh, and there's the catapult. Gets hit by the arrow. It looks like they're going to try and take this top tier 1 tower as well.
I think if you're DC, you probably just go for mid. I don't see any reason to try to defend this.
Looks like they are.
There's a Doom here. Doom's actually going to go bot.
So no Doom in the next fight if they do decide to defend this, but you're kind of getting the feeling that they might not.
War is just going to kill middle in the meantime.
Yeah. Have to go for that as TA does farm up. Got the first hammer towards that precious Desolator.
Oh. Alright, there's the glow. There's this.
Now he has
invis.
little mana here. He wants to stay around. They're smoked. Oh no, it's Mirana ulted. Yeah, moving in.
DD on Mirana.
Looking for better positioning. Can't quite get it to catch here for Bulba. Requiem's going to fly out. Not going to catch anyone. Digital Chaos might be dispersing here, but they get a nice Doom onto Yawar. Yawar's going to be going down, but they get a brilliant stomp onto your Mirana. She's able to pop the wand, but cannot pop the pounce to make it away. Here comes Earthshaker, and he's not 6. Yeah, he has no Echo Slam, but could get the trap here, at least on the Owie. Owie is not going to be getting away.
Well, we're going to try to reinitiate.
Yeah, look at
here.
him. He's going in, but this is verse 3.
Not a great
Well, he
idea.
should have blocked him in, but Z-Talk not going to be able to get out in front. Nice fissure there at the end.
Oh,
We'll
the
get the
Death
catch in.
Ward!
This Death Ward, though, creeping on forward from Biru.
That was some sick Death Ward positioning. He was so far back. He's dead now, though.
I think Unknown, though, still getting the better trade. As Biru's going to be going down, TA picks that one up, and their Doom had gotten a triple kill before he does go down.
Yawar needs to be more careful with how he ulties. He, again, Requiem didn't hit absolutely no one. I think, he needs to be using it in combination with Stomp. It seems like DC is just not communicating well.
So 4 dead to 2 at the end of the day. I feel like a large part of the reason for that was because of the Moonlight Shadow coming out from the Marana.
Oh,
being
yeah.
able to
I mean,
have
they
that.
had great positioning in that fight.
The other thing was that she was able to disable the Blink of the Centaur right at the start of that fight, and if they hadn't have had that, you would definitely have the possibility to just completely and totally mess them up there. So a little bit unfortunate, but I think, again, all coming back to the Moonlight Shadow, because she just walked up to the
She
Centaur
literally
and
walked
right-clicked.
up, right-clicked him, and then the fight started.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good play. A lot of people would not think to look in the back for the Centaur, you know?
Yeah.
I think part of it also is like you just don't go against Marana very often. And you kind of forget about
I don't.
Moonlight
Yeah,
Shadow.
exactly. I was just gonna say I don't think they're gonna get caught like that again, because that was like they were just all up in their grill. Next time they're gonna put down sentries.
I think Unknown got, for the one time they might be able to get away with it.
Oh yeah,
they got
I mean,
a
they got a
lot
lot out of it for sure.
So it's good for them that if they're only going to get away with it one time, they get a triple kill on their Doom and then a nice little clear up there at the end for their TA. But DC,
Double damage rune. That's gonna make this Roche go very quickly. Yuara's gonna pick that one up.
and Medallion on
What
Ogre.
is
No, it's not as
Yuara's-
good as it used to be, but it's still pretty damn nice. And Marana's going greedy build as well. Midas complete as she's.
Yeah.
looking
So
to
I was
take down
wondering
tier
what
one.
kind of build we're gonna see out of Marana, because we haven't really seen too much in competitive lately. And you can go Midas, or you can go for like Yasha as a farming item. The Midas is kind of interesting, and it could lead into a big utility item. Like Lincoln's is sometimes something we see on Marana, but also might just see some damage items like Manta, Deso, stuff like that. It kind of depends on what she sees her role as this game.
Yeah, split pushing, wave clearing, maybe on the side of Maelstrom Mjolnir, but if she's
Yep.
more fight centric,
Mjolnir
then
is
yeah.
very good on bottom as well.
Oh, but they are going to be using another Marana ult this time. They creep through the mid lane.
They catch Bulba and Birdie.
They have
here.
the TA trap right on top of them. They know about them right here.
There it is.
Fissure
Leading with a
gets dropped.
fissure. Biru's going to be the first
Wow,
target.
he died.
Man, he did.
Deso. That's gonna do it.
Oh,
Which
God.
doctor?
Arrow ends up hitting on a
Oh,
Bulba.
Bulba's not making it away. Good catch from the Marana. Step
Disaster,
in,
honestly.
level death, and they slice him on down. 2 kills cost them no Doom, and only the Marana ulti pretty much with just a couple of setups. Bottom lane, DC looking to go for a trade as they move into this tier 2.
Fortification already used.
They're
We do
racing
have
for
Doom
it.
up.
They want to get it and get the hell out, but already the first TP comes in. There's going to be the Doom. Not
Pump
yet.
fake.
Oh, look, behind the trees, gets off the Requiem. There's going to be the Doom.
What does dooming Yuara at the very end of the fight do though?
Not
Can
a
they get
lot,
him?
but
He has
nope,
Vegas, too.
good damage is going to be there. He's trying to get one last right click onto this Doom. Now they change targets, going for the
He's
TA.
not even gonna tick out from the doom.
TC on the chase here. Refraction comes up, but Ignite could burn through it. Now it's going to go down, and DC are not going to be able to find their follow-up arrow. Boom! Hits on the TC.
CM multi in the background. Going to be able to take down the Witch Doctor as well.
Oh, nice catch. Look at this, the wraparound play from Unknown. A little bit of flank action here. Oh, Z-Talk, hi, how's it going? I've been hiding in this bush for an hour. Pops out, gets an echo, but Yuara's like, get the hell out of here. Just smacks him on down. Now they look for the Crystal Main. Get the hell out of here. They'll take 2.
Yuara is just being such a humongous source of damage in these fights. That last one especially, I mean, he just right-clicked through the whole thing. Even though he got doomed, there was absolutely no follow-up. And it seems like on DC, there's always someone who's going to be, like, they basically always make sure that at least one person does well in lane. In this game, Yuara.
TA's trying to hide under the meld. Oh, gets double strikes off on the owie. There's the trap. There's the kill.
Side-bladed.
Gets the side blade with it, but
I mean, that's still a 2
Well
for
played
4.
comes out from Owie.
but
I mean, that was a pretty sick side blades.
it was.
Through the trees.
It does cost the TA her own life. I've done better. What a badass.
Beautiful. Oh, that's great.
And I think DC...
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
That almost got him. I like the clever move going over the trees. Harder to see. Kiryu committing a death war. Going to be canceled out from the fissure. Are they blocked in? Doesn't look like
They
it.
do have Stampede still, excuse me.
Yeah.
CM multi back up in 1 second. She has enough mana for it, but I don't know if they're going to be able to find the initiation. It's a little bit hard to hit it. They need some type of setup for that one. But definitely a huge source of damage in these fights. That's the thing that I think is really cool about this draft here, is that you've got a lot of different sources of damage from Unknown. The problem is going to be actually being able to set that up with the fissures, getting them into the right position,
Yeah.
and I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
I think the keys for success for Unknown, they need to get this Earthshaker or Blink Dagger. Like, that is probably #1 on the priority list.
Earthshaker, Blink Dagger.
Doom
Marana needs more damage.
Marana needs something because just Midas is not good.
Having 948 life and
no damage.
No
really.
damage.
Nothing,
and hoping for
not really
arrow.
offering anything except for a good arrow. Exactly.
And her ult. Her ult's
Her
been
ult.
offering a bit, but yeah, right now it's mostly on this TA.
But Doom is actually getting pretty farmed. He already has a Blink Dagger, and he's getting close to an Aghanim, so that's a pretty. That's actually pretty good for him as well. And this was with a pretty rough start. He just got zoned a lot. He actually only died once, but he definitely got zoned quite a bit by AUI. And I think right now we're just Yawar is so farm. We're seeing the result of Aoi just wandering around and trying to win both that top and the bottom.
Yawar so farm.
He's so farmed.
What do you guys think about the Shadow Fiend Sanjin Yasha and the Razor Sanjin Yasha pickup? I feel like Mechanism is usually the go-to. Just a lot of swords.
Yeah, I mean,
TA is really farmed too. Actually, this game is pretty close.
just gives him a lot of life, good attack speed, stats and stuff. But you know,
one really bad thing for DC is that Buryu is like not even in the realm of considering purchasing an Aghanim's, which is that's a game-winning item.
No,
and he's just so poor.
He's wearing that mask because he really shouldn't show his
Yeah,
face
he's
in this
just
game.
absolutely ashamed.
Yeah, that's all right though. He's that position 7.
5-man smoke coming on into the jungle.
Chugga choo choo.
TP's away though.
Yeah, they're out of here. They know that this is happening.
I wonder if they smoked up under that dire ward over by the Ancients.
I think that the way they convincingly got out of there makes me think that they probably saw that.
Oh,
somehow.
I can't draw. That's right. We're watching a replay.
Yep.
We don't have that kind of production here.
I mean, you can
Not enough
draw. People at home
technologies.
can see.
Nope, you can't draw.
Oh, not at
Yeah,
all.
draw on
No,
Dota
I can
TV.
draw on the minimap though.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
Wonderful.
That will add so much.
Oh,
They pull back here. They have a smoke on Biryu. I think they're just trying to find the most optimal position to use it.
Yep.
Let's go over here by this trap.
God, yeah, seriously.
Right on this trap, guys. We'll smoke right here.
Are they
go.
gonna put a
Yeah,
three down?
that's good.
So did they see? Oh, he saw it. They saw it, dude. Oh God.
Nice work, guys.
All this work and they just go right on top.
Maybe it's next level.
Freaking
We're gonna show them we
crap.
smoke.
Ooh.
It's popped, and they actually go right on top of Z-Talk on the high ground. They got a Death Ward down there as well. Earthshaker is
Only
out.
really getting rid of the refractions though.
TA on the run.
TA is the haste rune, super fast.
Nice. I'm a little surprised they were able to get that one. I'm not going to be honest. Or I'm going to be honest.
I mean, it was a good heads up. They're like, oh, smoke broke. Just jump on in there.
Yeah. Definitely. CM thought about ulting. I saw her. Saw it in her eyes.
I see you.
I see you. No, they're just pressuring this tier 2 tower and pretty safe.
Ooh, arrow.
I don't think they can do anything. Though.
TC?
That's just one of those arrows where you're like, got him.
Yeah. You know what? You may take my
Adding
tower.
that- You add the gem counter.
Those are my favorite arrows.
1 5-second arrow.
Got my tower, but
Maximum
I got
stun.
you with that arrow.
Yeah.
And you better believe that if we had lots of farm, we could have killed you there.
You better believe that if you
But
do
we
that
didn't,
again,
so-
my dad will come out here. He works
Yeah.
at Counter-Strike.
Just know I hit that arrow. All right?
Oh, God. Oh, yeah.
Marana Yasha pickup. They're still chasing
Wait, what'd
over
you hit?
here.
Yeah, I said my dad works at Counter-Strike.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not a game we talk about here.
I'm not helping LD at all. We're going to lose this Capajar contest. Pretty hard, I think, actually.
It's wonderful.
Can't help myself.
I kind of like the Yasha pickup on Marana. More movement speed. It
Can't
seems
go
like
wrong
if
with
she
that.
wanted to, she'd
It's a
probably go into
classic.
Manta.
Yeah, it is a classic. So
Maybe she
normally
should
the
go
build
SO1.
here is like, well, it used to be at least, if you get Yasha, then you go like Deso. Because the other option is you get like a Mjolnir. Yeah.
Although TA does already have the Deso as well.
Oh, that's true, yeah. So maybe he could actually just go for SNY. Because he only has 900 HP.
Yeah.
I don't really like SNY on Bottom, but I don't know.
Yeah, other than that, it's like
Bottom's
what,
kind of an
Mantis
awkward hero. 'Cause
split, but
I feel
yeah.
like to be a good physical damage dealer, you need a lot of items. Like,
You really do.
You need 3 items to really be like good.
You
to
got to
actually
be
do
having a
something.
good early game as well.
Yeah.
It's like a utility carry type
Yeah,
thing.
but like,
It's
yeah,
weird.
That's true. It is a utility carry.
The ulti is pretty great, and I think that's probably part of the reason why like you've got all of these other heroes surrounding her. The CM, you've got the Earthshaker, the heroes that do have the potential to do really high damage. Like she's going to be able to be there to fill in the other cracks. So it's kind of like
Yeah.
a weird little combo built around thing where they've got damage coming from various sources. Unique. It's a Marana.
Yeah, you know, it's just I feel for a lot of people, it's like, oh, you can get a lot of stuff from a Mirana as a core out of other heroes that are just better suited for the position. Your Embers and Shadow Fiends and Clinks even or something. They just have found other options. And they're coming. They're coming back. They're tickling the idea of going back to Mirana though, because that agility gain. Can't forget that.
Absolutely.
They're gonna buff, yeah.
12, 11 base armor, something like that.
Oh, the arrow.
I wonder if I wonder if TA is gonna get a BKB. I wonder because AUI has had the Solar Crest for a long time, and I haven't really noticed it being that good in the fights. But I feel like if you Solar Crest TA, that's pretty good, right?
Yeah, Owie's probably watching me like, dude, I have been using Solar
Yeah, I
Crest
mean, I'm
on
sure
them.
he has been. I just haven't been seeing it. The fights have
No.
been pretty chaotic. It's not a huge indicator.
Well, when you first, when fights break out, you're like, oh my god, that's a Death Ward. Oh, that's a Doom.
Yeah.
You're not going to be like, oh, big Lotus.
But
or
I
big
wonder how much of a factor
Solar
that's
Crest
played
here.
in. I'm gonna pay more attention in the next fight. I'll report back. I'll let you know.
All right.
It's like DC is waiting for this. We also have a TA
Yeah,
trap
they're waiting
in the
for
pit.
Roche for sure. They want to get Yuar another Aegis.
It's back in under a
He has a
minute.
BKB now. TA did actually get a BKB, so
Okay.
not just obviously because of Solar Crest. There's still a lot of magic damage, stuns, etc. on DC, so just needs the BKB to be able to blink in and then actually hit people, not just blink in and it gets kited.
Yeah.
I mean, raises Ignite is a huge one as well, burning through those refraction charges.
I mean, she could still nearly one-shot Biryu, you know?
Oh yeah, she's got lots of damage.
All right, Roche about to respond. Say hi, Mr. Witch Doctor.
He's
Hello.
actually just been sitting here.
Oh, it's my
The entire
job.
time.
I feel like Biryu is not the most efficient with his movements. Like sitting in the Roche pit there, is that really the play? Like, can't you like put a courier?
Yeah,
there
why
or
don't you
something?
stack the Ancient Camp on your way out,
Yeah,
buddy?
like, I don't know.
Hello? No, I'm kidding. This guy obviously much better of a Dota player than me. But for now, DC know the Roche is up. They're going to head back that way.
Yeah, are they going to try to get a pick off before they move into this? I wonder if Bulba. So Bulba has an Ogre Club, probably going to be a BKB, but that Aghanims is super broken when you can jump over the walls with Stampede.
But I never get to see it used
It
in that
takes
sense.
so long to get it. It's like, can I actually farm 4,000 gold? You know?
So I think here as well, for TC, that he might be the Doom target potentially with the Aghanim Scepter upgrade if they're able to get him before Eye of the Storm, because you also get rid of the unstable current, and then he no longer is shooting those shots back at you, gets his movement speed decreased. The other option would of course be the Shadow Fiend. And I think that those are sort of, it depends on which spells have
Yeah,
been
I think
used.
it depends on how the fight is going. I
Yeah.
agree with you.
Well, the fight could be going here shortly. Unknown, smoke up. They head towards the Roche front. Understand that this is probably something DC are considering. They'll see the Roche outside of his home
Yeah,
now,
they've
so
seen
they
people
know
checking it.
something's fishy.
TC just threw a static or plasma field in there rather to check it.
Now he takes the trap out.
It's a little bit of damage from the plasma field as well. TA is just going to sit on over here in the Roche pit, hitting away at him. Just have a little bit of that meld strike on him, minus armor going out.
Do they have a way to like quickly get into the pit? They don't really have one on DC side,
Well, they have
unless they
Stampede.
stampede, but they have to
Yeah.
run all the way around for it.
It's still awkward for sure.
Biryu could put a Death Ward on
great
the high
Fisher,
ground,
Great Fisher. That blocks
blocks
a
him
lot of
out, but
space.
Roche still has a ways to go here before it's
I
brought
can't believe
down.
This Roche isn't dead yet. Why is
Oh,
no one helping
Moonlight
TA?
Shadow. They do drop another sentry on the ground. Now they're looking to
Another
charge
one.
in. Bulba gets a nice little stun onto the Doom. Doom's going to be taken out before Doom can even come out, but Yawar also eating a lot of the damage. Moran trying to clean up. They're going to be able to bring down TC, who does buyback immediately. Has a tier 1 to TP2.
No.
That is going to be also the return of the Doom.
Blink
TA is going to be
Echo.
going down. Z-Talk. Fissure not going to be enough to clean up Bulba. Here's back TC.
Oh, that's not.
Biryu's
that's
like,
CM ulti.
stop it. Arrow hits on Owie. Here's Doom
The
again.
bigger
Moves
thing,
in.
Who's gonna get the Roche at the end of
He
this?
has the Doom.
He doesn't need to do that.
He's going to save it. But now with Doom up, maybe
I
unknown.
think he wants the Doom Razor now.
Oh, he's thinking about a Bulba. Oh, they split
This is
apart.
gonna get awkward.
There it is. They're going to get the stun. Doom might have to just Doom here. We'll throw it onto TC.
He has Scorched Earth. He's gonna heal really fast.
It's a
and
3-on-3
run really
now
fast.
of them dancing around this pit. The winner might get to stay and take the Roche.
Yeah, this is the real question is someone actually gonna be able to finish this?
I don't know. Yawar is back in 20.
The other
so
thing
is
is
the
that
TA.
DC definitely got the edge in that. Well, maybe not the edge, but the lanes are all super pushed in. So
Doom had to buy back.
It seems like.
But so did
he
TC.
bought back.
Yeah.
And
But TC
And
die
Razor,
backed.
Yeah.
Well, actually, so DC definitely catch the worst of that exchange. But fortunately for them, Unknown can't do anything. All they get is this Roche.
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to get a. They're not even going to be able to get a tower probably.
They're not even getting the Roche. Uh-oh. Owie.
They didn't even get the Roche.
They can't even get the Roche now.
Oh,
They're still in the area, though. And the fight continues. The long battle of Roche fights on.
UR just wanders
Oh.
right back in. AUI eats a 5-second arrow. That's the support for UR.
Uh-oh. Now they're committing in.
Jump forward. Lots of
TA
damage.
gets stunned immediately. They step back. Yawar unleashes a Requiem. Looking to right-click down this Mirana. Mirana is out, but Doom is going to be taking care of the Witch Doctor. Now back on the other side. TA looking to retreat, and she is down and out. Bulba with a double kill. Bulba now frozen up. Crystal Maiden. Desperation. Freezing Field.
Oh,
Not
they're
happening,
gonna
but it
turn
was
it around.
enough to take down Yawar. Bulba, one of the lone survivors here. Doom is on the pursuit here. Can they catch him? Oh, no, they can't. He's going to be able to blink away. What the hell is going on?
That was one of the weirdest 2 minutes of Dota I've seen in quite a while.
There was like 12 fights happening.
That was really weird. And in the
Fights
end,
within fights.
Roche is really the winner as he is still alive.
The Doom was so close to coming back up off cooldown. It was about 10
Still just
seconds
sitting
away. Totally could have potentially taken out Centaur Warrunner there. That would have been the play. It just was a little bit too far away from it. But if you think about it, in those past couple of minutes, he used it twice off cooldown, essentially. Or at least almost had the chance to. And looking pretty even so far. If you take a look at the net worth, Unknown has been able to shoot up ahead a 2,000 gold lead.
The biggest thing I see is, we just look at the net worth. Yawar is on top, sure, but then there's 3 Unknown heroes, and we've been seeing in these fights they're getting the better end of it. But is DC actually going to get this Roshan finally? 3rd time's the charm.
We'll see. Roche is like, I've just been happy they've been ignoring me, but not any longer. DC want that mighty token.
Oh, here comes
Oh,
the
here
arrow.
comes the arrow. Is that going to really start it off?
I got him with an arrow, though. That's
Nope.
all that matters.
They
Oh,
can't
they're
do
thinking
anything.
about committing in. That was a Mirana Invis ulti, but they have sentries right in the middle. They're actually going to look to trade up. Doom's committing
needs to
in.
Doom someone.
Blinks in, gets the Doom onto Yawar, but they turn it easily back onto him. Kill him. Now, Death Ward also committed
Buryu
on this.
just dies,
TA
though.
committing in, and now they're just going to lose them all. Oh, this is a bad fight for Unknown. I don't think they should have committed after they saw the Roche go down, and they're going to be losing so much.
Oh, Z-Talk trying to be the hero. Does not have Fisher, though.
Got him
Rip.
with that Echo, though. Boom. Doesn't matter. Bulba now dominating. They're going to lose 4 all day. Digital Chaos. Take the Roche. Get to keep their Aegis here. And it probably would have been for the better if Unknown just kind of let them have it.
Yeah, they should just let him have it.
It's
I'm
so
sure now
hard.
they're like, awkward.
All that long, those 3 long fights for nothing now.
Yep.
I think CM needs to prioritize a Blink now. They need her damage desperately. We could be talking about the utility role that Mirana's been running.
Yeah.
You need to be able to get on in there and toss down that freezing field, because otherwise you're so limited in the amount of damage that you have. And even with BKBs up now, it's starting to become more and more difficult.
I think, honestly, the problem is that even if Crystal Maiden gets a blink, there's so many things that can stop her from ulting.
You can try for a cheeky, glimmer
Yeah,
cape
you
or
need
something.
I think a glimmer.
Hide up on the side
be
or
better.
something. But outside of being able to get her own BKB, it might be a bit difficult. We'll see, though.
I feel like
It's not going to get any easier. Bulba's about to have his Ags done.
Yeah, the other thing is that I understand why Earthshaker YOLO'd in there at the end, but I've definitely done that myself as an Earthshaker player. You're like, I'm going to be the fucking miracle. I'm going to change this and win the game for my team, and you blink in your Echo and your Fisher's on cooldown, and you're like, damn it. And you die.
A little bit
Could have been a hero,
there.
but now you're a 0.
We don't want no scrubs.
Yep.
No.
Scrub is a
Oh,
guy.
yeah, he has Ags now. All right, well. This game just got a
So-
lot harder for Unknown. So now the implications of this, fighting around the Roche pit, is really, really hard. Because they can literally
Scepter.
stampede and just...
So the damage reduction is 60.
Yeah, the damage reduction is absurd.
When it
of
first
all.
came out, wasn't it 90 or something like that?
It was really high. It's still ridiculous. It's still really hard to die during
Oh.
Stampede. And then you also get the extra pathing, so you can just go wherever you want. And the biggest implication is honestly Roche, but the other thing is that it becomes a lot harder to predict ganks because people can just come through tree lines.
You'd be surprised how many people though will still stampede to run and they still run along the
yeah,
path.
like,
You know,
swivel,
they're
just
they're
use
like,
the
oh, I gotta go.
pathing.
It's like, no, dude, just run
Just
straight
run
out where
at
you want to
them.
go. Just run over the trees, run over everything. You're now a Pegasus. Fly.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Got the Alpha Wolf here as well. It's ready to go, man. So Shadow Fiend's got BKB up. Razor has BKB up as well. Looks like Centaur has BKB up. Witch Doctor's working on as well, and then all we need is Ogre. So all of the cores right now for DC pretty much are no longer going to have to worry about CM almost at all.
CM is basically a non-factor at this point.
Which is really too bad because they don't have a whole heck of a lot of other damage. I mean, you've got the Templar Assassin, but even that, it's really difficult. She was able to get the BKB a while ago. I think she needs more damage next, and as does Mirana, but she ends up picking up a BKB also. It's all so difficult, the magic damage that's coming out from DC, as well as Unknown.
Oh, this is my biggest problem with Carrie Potom, is we're 33 minutes in the game, and what does she actually do?
She shoots arrows, Greg.
Nothing, really.
She shoots arrows.
She only has 100. I mean, her damage is okay.
She can get like a butterfly, maybe?
She can kill supports pretty efficiently now, but like in terms of core versus core, she's going to get wrecked. It just takes so long to get to the point where you can actually do anything on this Carrie Potom.
She's one of those heroes as well that when she auto attacks, it doesn't even.
It doesn't feel satisfying.
She could have like 700
totally
damage, but you'd be
saying.
like, it's just like tiny arrows. Yeah. At least like we know like Shadow Fiend, it's like boom, huge right clicks, doom, big slashes with a big fiery sword.
Oh yeah.
You got Mirana, it's like pew pew.
Ooh, this is gonna be a dead TA here in just a second. By the Roche Pit, everything expended right there, as well as a smoke.
What the hell is she doing there?
Looking for a little more. She was taking the Ancients at that point in time, and end up finding her with the smoke gank.
They're ancients.
That's a good point.
That's not good.
CM?
She's out for a minute, and I know DC would love to force this buyback. So they're going.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything that slows down the item progression of the TA, because, I mean, we've seen, I feel like, countless games where it's gone really late, and it looks like the other team is going to win, and then the TA just, like, gets one fight where no one remembers about her refraction or something, and she just, like, walks around, kills everyone, and then I feel like QO did that, like, 3 times at TI.
QO's a man. TC's blocked in. He doesn't care, though. He got an Aegis. Not anymore. His Aegis is gone.
Uh-oh.
Hope he knows that.
I should know that at this point.
They're not gonna go for the buyback here. They still have a glyph, so they can let the tier 3 fall and then glyph the racks and hope that's gonna be enough. But they still have 10 seconds here. Do they get the party started before the TA's on? They go in. Doom, an immediate stampede is gonna diffuse a lot of the damage and allow them to just walk on out.
That's bad.
That's it.
Just got used and nothing happened. That is bad.
Earthshaker's here. He does have the Force Blink. Seems a little bit.
So it was a Doom to stop DC from pushing. 85-second cooldown. I don't think it's the worst thing ever.
He's thinking
the TA's back. They didn't have to buy back. But yeah, they did lose their tier 3, and Raxes are now going to be exposed. But if this is the digital chaos I've been seeing, gentlemen, we're going to be waiting till the next Roche is up before they push again.
Oh, yeah.
They really like to take it safe.
Mirana now, the little mini crit is the item that she's going to go for. Just some straight damage.
Yep.
It's starting to look a little bit better.
Yeah, it's getting there. I want to see more spunk out.
You can't. I feel like you can't wait any longer to get the real damage going. So I think this is fine.
Meanwhile, AC picked up by Shadow Fiend as well. He's feeling pretty comfortable with. He's got Bloodlusted up. He just looks like a monster.
He's got that wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hits way hard.
Moving forward, I think the cool thing about this game as like a spectator is that I think Unknown can pretty much win almost no matter what happens. Obviously the chances get smaller as we move forward here and DC gets more farm, but when you have an Earthshaker on your team, you can truly like never count out the game because if they don't use their BKBs correctly or they group, you can just destroy them. Like Echo Slam is still insane for defending high ground, and they still have all their Raxes. So there's definitely still some potential here. The gold lead's actually very small for DC. I'm pretty surprised. But I guess it's mostly just that the Razor is not that farmed when you look at the TA. And, I mean, Yawar is hulking. Yawar is a huge issue, but that's one they're going to have to deal with.
Well, I feel like maybe Butterfly next for him. What do you think?
For Yawar?
Yeah, Satanic could be okay.
Yeah, and then something to replace the
Butterfly
Midas.
is definitely going to be on the list. But the problem is that
he
actually might not get it because TA already has a Demon Edge.
Yeah.
So if he sees a Demon Edge, he might just say, not worth it because
That's a good point.
MKB just pretty much wrecks you. And then in that case, Satanic's definitely better.
Yeah, he could go Satanic. more stats.
I don't think he really needs more damage right now. I think he
eventually could
needs more
replace the
HP.
Midas with his own.
Yeah, eventually he'll probably
Daedalus or
replace it.
something.
Exactly. Yeah, eventually he'll either replace it with an MKB or a Daedalus, depending on if he thinks the TA will go Butterfly.
All right. Well, now we look to DC. They're just using their power advantage to take over most of the map in hopes that they will continue to starve out Unknown a bit. And Unknown will be forced to allow DC the time to wait out for this Roche. We have to look to Team Unknown. Are they going to be able to do something spicy here? Go out maybe on their own adventure and try to get a catch-off like they did in the previous game.
It's definitely possible. Just a reminder, guys, you are watching Frankfurt qualifiers for the major.
Oh, they didn't know that?
In case you didn't.
So.
I don't know.
Hi, people coming by.
You know, I thought we'd take a little step back. This game's getting a little
Whew.
Back and
lengthy.
Wow, in case you didn't know.
There's going to be a lot of farming and a lot of... I think all the big fights in this are going to be over Roche.
Yes.
Beyond that, like, I think whoever just wins the Roche fight will probably just win.
There is a movement here.
Although if Unknown win the Roche fight, then they might still not win, depending on where the lanes are.
It's
They
a
only have
smoke
one
up.
tier 2 down.
They want to try and fight before Roche responds.
Rest in pieces.
I think that is a coin right there.
Good job, Gerg.
Whatever. LD lost this for us before today even started. Disgusting. Well, I was wondering why my Red Bull is so warm. It's because I put it right next to my laptop, and that's disgusting. Oh, that superheated Red Bull. Great.
Oh,
That
don't
M
spill
was
it
just
now.
knocked over.
Jesus.
It's a mess.
You're a mess now.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Out of control, honestly.
Way too dang.
All right, here we go.
Easy, Roche.
Moonlight Shadow. Do they have enough to be able to get... This is going to fall super
They're going to come
quickly.
late again. Now they do the same thing they did before and be like, oh, let's just fight because we're here.
Oh,
they
God,
might have to.
find her.
Boba gets a nice catch onto the TA. Will be forced to safety. Now she wants to turn around with a BKB. Doom commits and Doom is dead. This is a bit of a miscommunication. Again, they are going to get caught out. They're going to be put in a situation where they want to fight. But that
a little bit late.
is good enough to take down the Witch Doctor and the Life. They're going to get
Bulba
Bulba.
falls.
TC's back now. They might actually have enough burst to bring him apart.
You are just use cheese.
Yuar's back in action now. Can he help Owie? Owie's going to be going down and quickly rids of that Earthshaker.
Gem in the
Do
Roche
they really
pit.
want to fight this TA? He does not have refraction. He's going to blink away.
Goes around the corner and will TP away here.
To take a Witch Doctor buyback as well.
Yeah, that's a 4 for 3.
Actually coming out the favor of Unknown right there. Really nicely done. It looked terrible at the start. Seeing
That's
those
a
heroes
big
get
skull
bursted
swing.
down.
So the Aegis is already gone. The cheese is already gone.
Daedalus up on Marana.
This game is getting to the point where Unknown might be able to win it.
Certainly not a possibility.
It felt like DC was kind of, the game was going at their pace.
It's another game
They
that
were
we're
happy with how things were going, but now, Bottom is getting really big. The TA is starting to get scary.
It's hard. Like, am I giving more credit to Unknown for giving Digital Chaos a run for the money, or is it like
I feel like-
Digital Chaos? It's
okay,
like,
well-
why are Unknown giving Digital Chaos this kind of run for their money?
Yeah, that's more it for me. It's like Digital Chaos, like we're talking about, should probably win this. Although, if you look at the actual the teams in this group, there's a lot of ones that are like, oh, they're not very great, and I would probably put Unknown in the category of better than the average tier 1.5 NA team. I think they're actually pretty okay. But DC, this is supposed to be a team of superstars, but unfortunately, it does not seem to be working out quite as they hoped.
They've been boot camping as well.
Yeah.
Grinding their
Certainly,
games.
Yeah, expenditure has been heavy on this team. And
So even if they come out with a 2-0 win, I'm sure they're not going to be totally satisfied with their performance.
yeah,
But here they go. Can they close it out? They are charging in with the Shivas. And whoa! 360 leap out from Marana. Goes right into the Moonlight Shadow. They are on the run. Stampede comes out. Can they scout out the Doom? They
Dump
can't.
away.
They pop the dust. He gets hit by the dust. He's on the run away, though, and they can't catch up.
Wow.
DC coming up short.
CM's just going to TP on out of there. Really nicely done. The
TA
blink
farms up their
away.
stacks in the meantime.
Yeah, looking really good. Unknown making that happen. I wonder how much of it was just potentially... I don't know if you can blame this on the draft necessarily either. I'm not exactly sure. It seems like DC should be able to be more aggressive with this potentially. And they're playing it very, very safe. They want to get the Aegis up on somebody. I guess they don't really have that defensive support. Imagine if instead of an Ogre here, And obviously that's impossible to take out of the factor that, the Ogre was able to get them to this position. But instead you have something like a Dazzle there, then you can sit up on the high ground with the Shadow Fiend and just sort of hit away at towers the entire time. And then after the fact, if you do end up dropping low, you grave them on up, walk out potentially.
That's definitely true. This DC lineup does have an issue breaking high ground. I mean, breaking high ground versus Earthshaker Doom is just going to be hard no matter what.
As time goes on, this Marana
Yeah,
starts
as
to
time
hit
goes on,
hard.
this
Those little
Marana-
dinky arrows.
Yeah, as time goes on, Marana is going to get extremely strong. Like she
150 base plus the 121.
Yeah.
Shadow Fiend has 137, is level 22. Just shows the growth. Marana
There we go.
can be deceptive.
New first
Actually,
pick for
gold
Shan.
lead now for Unknown. Only 1,000, but net XP is pretty much down to even at this point. This game is getting extremely close.
I mean, are Digital Chaos again going to be waiting out for an Aegis here?
But I can't, like, these fights are only going to get worse for them around the Roche Pit as their BKB times go down. They're more susceptible to getting wrecked by Earthshaker.
So here's the other thing here as well. I'm wondering if maybe for DC you see them try and make use of the Centaur Warrunner Ags to break high ground. Because there is that potential there that if you
I
go
mean, that
on
would
over
be
to
awesome.
the
Like
side.
swarm up the side walls.
Yeah, through the side instead of being with the creep waves.
That's
That way you
true.
don't have to deal with the Earthshaker Echo slamming you.
That's true.
That would be hilarious, though, if they
they
run up
just-
from the side and Earthshaker still catches them.
Kills them all.
Imagine
It's
they
like,
all
oh,
go up through
God.
the wall, but Earthshaker still catches them and just dunks right on them.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum.
Certainly catch them off guard. Solar Crest still a pretty big item here for Ogre as well. There isn't really a whole lot of other evasion items in the game so far. No butterflies, none of that thing. Shadow Fiend did go for the Satanic. Still has his Midas. Shiva's on Razor's pretty solid.
Next item for this TA. TA is getting pretty stacked at this point. BOTs and Daedalus, I guess. And then she's 6-slotted.
BKBs are down to 5 seconds.
Yeah, and that's what I was, that's what I was mentioning is
Not
if you
Centaurs.
keep waiting to fight around the Roche Pit here,
Crystal
eventually
Maiden almost
you're going to
has a
get wrecked
BKB.
by the Earthshaker, unless he just messes up.
Well, still waiting for this other Roche to come back. A couple more minutes before that happens.
Yeah, and there are no other games going on at the moment. The way this scheduling works, if you guys aren't aware, actually they actually did start the next game, which is surprising. But basically, they said in the past that they were just going to wait for each round to finish, so each best of 2 group. But it looks like they've gone ahead, and the High Council game has started.
So we're going into the next wave as this wave comes to a conclusion.
Yeah,
with this
I mean,
game.
both of these games have been quite lengthy.
Yes. The girthy has been real.
Gotcha.
I don't know if girth is
No,
a...
man, that's
No.
that's your own meme. That doesn't count.
Okay.
You made that.
Centaur, Lotus Orb. Cool things.
I love Lotus.
I mean, this is the point in the game where it's like Lotus Orb is acceptable because it's
Oh, yeah.
like you're getting so late now. Crazy shit is gonna happen.
So what are you using it to purge, though?
I mean, if you can echo the Doom.
I mean, Echo Shell's great,
Yeah.
but Doom is pretty quick, so you'd have to be pretty
Well, it has
slick
a-
with the
it has a-
timing.
It has a wind up.
Maybe CM.
But are you investing
slow?
4,000 gold or whatever for a hope that you can reflect the Doom? I mean, he does get a lot of armor from it, don't get me wrong. And you could certainly use the armor against a Deso TA, but let's see if it's going to be good enough. Stomp in for Z-Talk here. Can they get rid of this Earthshaker? Yeah, they can. He's out for a minute, no buyback. That
Ooh,
might be
that's
the ticket for
actually-
DC to start pushing in. That's high ground defense out of the picture.
He
Well,
has
we just got
buyback
buyback now.
Yeah, rip.
Oh, good timing for him.
Yeah.
DC don't know that, though.
I think what they're going to do is send either probably the Shadow Fiend up onto the high ground, then put the Echo Shell on top of him, and then just let him try and hit away at this tower here. That seems to be probably the play. Either him or the Razor. Either one of them would be fine. But then you don't have to worry about them getting doomed at the start of the fight as much. They're still
They
going to get
still have
doomed.
a lot of abilities though.
There it
There's
is.
still Echo Slam. There's still Arrow. There's still a lot of abilities that can hurt you if he's sitting here. Like
Trying to work
this.
through the back door. Are you
Echo Shell
commits
does not
in?
last long, but BKB just got used, and Pot of Multi just got used.
This time the Doom
They forced the
was
buyback.
not committed, and they stampeded away.
I think that's worth it for forcing the buyback as
Yeah.
well. Roche isn't back up for a little while, so they might have it up in time.
What did Marana pick up recently? Oh, Butterfly. Oof. This is a non-MKB Shadow Fiend
Yep.
and a non-MKB Razor.
All of a sudden, the
And,
Marana
yeah,
pick.
I don't know.
Yeah, the Marana. I mean, we were saying it takes a long time for Marana to come online, but the thing is, even if you look and they have comparable damage, you have to remember that Presence of the Dark Lord gives us -6 armor. So that's a small advantage for the Marana. But
Oh, if they can get this AC, I think they're building an AC on the Doom. That will help against the Moss armor.
Yeah.
It's also going to be Lincoln's on Shadow
Yeah.
Fiend.
I think that makes sense. There's actually not a ton of targeted spells on the side of Unknown, so
You throw that and a Doom on there. I believe that if that would just Doom
if you Echo Shell him and put a Lincoln's on, what happens?
I think that you would have to. It would Doom and then simultaneously block it from going onto the Shadow Fiend. So he would just Doom himself. But if he level deaths first,
Yeah.
then that would break the.
Well, I think they're gonna wait to use the Echo Shell.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Probably.
Until after Lincoln's is used.
If you can, it's like Lincoln's pop. If you can immediately Lotus Orb right after.
Because he walks.
These
you
are
know that the
pros.
Doom is gonna blink in. Use level death to kill the Lincolns
Yeah.
once they know it's there, and then you'll have an opportunity during the cast time to Echo Shell him.
I would hope that
Sick plays.
Unknown will recognize that that is a possibility.
I
We've
mean,
already
yeah,
seen
I'm
the
sure
Lotus
they will.
Orb. Once they see the Lincolns, they're like, okay, if I jump
They're
in,
just gonna try to out execute them with Earthshaker AOE stun for sure.
if you happen to like fissure Bulba though,
Exactly.
no
Yeah.
Lotus
That's
Orb.
exactly. That's what they're gonna try to do.
All right, execution.
Definitely.
This game is getting extremely dicey. It's basically a coin flip at this point.
Yeah.
No Raxos are down. What is the buyback situation like? Not good. Only Razor has it.
It looks like they're going to be going for this Roshan. Doesn't look like Shadow Fiend's going to be the one to take it unless he drops his boots on the ground.
TC's already dropped. Looks like he'll be the one to snag it up, but he doesn't have a TP then. But not like split pressure is really coming from Unknown.
They don't have really good split pushers.
Well,
The yeast? Who's going to pick up the cheese? Boba?
there we go.
No TP for him either.
Who needs TPs?
Not Cloud9.
Absolutely.
You know what? That was. I'll
Yeah, I'm putting one in for that one.
wasn't. Okay.
You can't make Cloud9 jokes like that and not expect consequences.
Marana does have buyback here for this next fight as well, so that could be a pretty big one.
They're going to get the Doom off on TC, but he has the Aegis, so this is limited.
Oh!
Slam!
Big Echo. Now they have the Lotus
Yawar
up on
is still
Yawar,
so
but yeah,
tanky.
he's fine. He'll shrug it off. BKB, TC even
Satanic
still holding on.
Healing up.
Yeah.
And I think DC are going to take this
Yeah,
finally.
TA goes down. No buyback. It was a valiant freezing field hidden within the trees, but not going to be getting
They're
anything
just too
for it.
tanky.
Yeah, Digital Chaos.
Too tanky.
Going to be able to get into the base.
Not enough disable from Unknown, I think, to be able to deal
Or
with
Little
how tanky
Marana
they are.
also, just hiding out in the Moonlight Shadow.
I mean, you think about what ended up happening throughout the course of this. There were a couple of fights where Unknown were able to burn through that Aegis right at the start, but as soon as you get Shadow Fiend up into your face with an Aegis on the Razor right behind him, there's no way that you're going to be able to make this happen. And actually, the Razor... Wait, who got the Aegis?
The Razor, but it already got used.
Oh, right. Okay, of course.
Yeah.
Cheese.
So they give him the cheese now. And they're going in for tier 4s. Unknown only have their Marana and Doom up, and it's a Doomless Doom. So they're going in for the jugular. It looks like Digital Chaos will be able to 2-0 Unknown.
The rage disconnect.
Oh.
The rage
See you later.
disconnect.
Uh-oh.
See you later, Z-Talk.
I mean, they know that game was like within the realm of winnable for them. But DC 2-0 in Group B, and you look at Group B,
Was
and
not
it's like
convincing.
Unknown. They actually look like one of the better teams in this group when you look at Root, Burial, and Leviathan, who are 2-0 over Root. While we were gone, Leviathan took the second game as well in 39
What?
minutes.
Leviathan just 2-0'd Root?
Yeah.
Wow. There we go.
Where are you at,
Dude.
Wagga boys? I'm not gonna meme it, but
Wow.
That was close.
that was really dodged the bullet on that one, but
All
oh,
right.
man, that was
So 2-0 DC, but not convincing 2-0.
not convincing. Barely 2-0.
And people were expecting them for their group to come out of this group with a convincing
I mean,
lead.
they're gonna win. Like, they're gonna get out of this group. Something horrific would have to happen for them not to get out of this group, especially now that they got a 2-0 win. But they want to be rolling through this to have a chance because Group A has some really strong teams in it.
Yeah.
And speaking